Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. I'm going to do this report, and I'm going to be very careful on what I say, for obvious reasons. But imagine, if you will, that there is, in Glasgow, a mosque that is currently being investigated by the security services, a mosque that may or may not have links to the Iranian regime. Imagine then the utter surprise if, for some magically unknown reason, the Scottish Government were to hand this mosque and its leaders £200,000. You'd think questions would be asked, wouldn't you? Questions are being asked. We're asking them, but we're very, very careful on what we ask. Let's have a look at this report and see what's going on. And let me present to you what is being said. And I will be very careful about what I say. Here goes. So, SNP government in the spotlight. Over £200,000 handout to a mosque with suspected links to repressive Iranian regime. Why are we giving any money to any religious organisation? I don't care, Muslim, Christian, Jewish or anything. Religion is a choice. It's something that you choose to do. It's not something that the state should be paying for. If the people of that religion want to have money, they should be the ones approached for it and willingly out of their pocket hand it over. People of opposing religions or no religion should not be forced to pay it. This is taxpayers' money handed over for no benefit to the taxpayers whatsoever. The Scottish Government handed out almost £200,000 to the Al Mahdi Foundation charity based at the Al Mahdi Islamic Centre in Glasgow, which is suspected of being linked to the Israeli regime. There we go. So questions have been asked of the SNP government after it was revealed they had handed out almost £200,000 to a mosque which is under official investigation due to its alleged links to the repressive Iranian regime. Al Mahdi Foundation, based at the Al Mahdi Islamic Centre of Glasgow, received around £193,000 of climate change funding. What can the mosque do for climate change? What on earth has religion got to do with climate change? There is no reason for this. It's madness. And you have to ask, who arranged nearly £200,000 of taxpayers' money to go to this organisation? I have my suspicions, and so I think, dear viewer. Do you? Anyway, exiled dissidents have claimed that the premises have become an unauthorised base for the rogue state in Scotland. It is an affiliated outpost of the London-based Islamic Centre of England, which provoked anger after it hosted a vigil for Qasem Soleimani, Iran's most powerful military commander, after he was killed in a US drone strike. The Times reported that the Home Office had been made aware of the concerns about the mosque, which is based in Glasgow's south side, and the charity there also has links to former SNP councillor who stepped down earlier this year, citing work commitments. Ali Salamati, who represented East Kilbride West on South Lanarkshire Council, Lanarkshire's full of it, isn't it? Represented the Al Mahdi Foundation at Holyrood's cross-party group on challenging racial and religious prejudice. We recently told how he'd been accused of being an apologist for the Iranian regime after attempting a number of events sympathetic to their cause. Now, of course, they are extremists. They're a very unforgiving branch. They are, how can I put this, very fervent in their belief, shall we say, to a point that it does worry people who aren't quite as fervent in their belief. Anyway, he attended the controversial Quds rally in central London and has also shared a post on Facebook praising Iran's Foreign Minister Javad Zarif for defending the country's right to pursue a missile programme. In May 2020, Mr Salamati also participated in an online conference to celebrate the 42nd anniversary of the Islamic Revolution, when religious hardliners took over Iran and transformed it from a democracy to a theocracy. It was never a democracy, but it was run by the Shah. I mean, the Shah was a bastard, don't get me wrong. The Shah was a bastard, but he was our bastard. And anyway, the Islamic hardliners took over and basically changed the entire country. I think much to the worsening situation for any women living in the country, put it that way. But things are slowly changing, and the lines are slowly softening by all accounts, but not by much, just tiny, tiny bits. They are at least allowing women to drive now, which is an improvement. They aren't allowing that in Saudi Arabia yet. That's a step too far. Anyway, the Mosque in Glasgow has displayed pictures of Ayatollah Khomeini, who called for the death of British author Salman Rushdie, and also Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, don't know if he's related, who is Iran's supreme leader and praised Hamas resistance fighters, as he called them, in the wake of their terror attack in Israel on October the 7th. I would call them murdering, child-killing bastards, but that's just me. A Scottish Government spokesman confirmed that they'd handed the Al Mahdi Foundation cash in 2020. So they know what this place is. They know the sort of people involved. They know what it's, allegedly linked to. And they still feel that they need to hand them £200,000 of taxpayers' cash. Something needs to be done. It needs to be investigated as to see who signed off on it. And then the money needs to be recouped. It's ridiculous. He insisted, a government spokesman confirmed they'd handed the cash over to support awareness and the raising of climate change issues amongst disadvantaged and ethnic minority communities. Doesn't it sound like a load of old shite to put public taxpayers' money into the hands of certain groups who wouldn't otherwise have that money? And then they do it by, it's to raise awareness of. Bullshit. It's just dodgy, isn't it? But you have to wonder, like I say, you have to wonder who was behind the idea of, let's give this particular group, some money. Like I say, we all kind of know, don't we? Anyway, he insisted all grant applications were subject to relevant due diligence checks. Bullshit, because if it was, it wouldn't have got through. There was no due diligence, otherwise that would have failed at the first hurdle. Questions have been asked about why the SNP executive handed money to such a controversial organisation. Scottish Tory Justice spokesman Russell Findlay said, SNP ministers must now order a full investigation to inform the public exactly why a significant sum of public money was handed to an organisation with suspected links to the Iranian regime. Because if they didn't hand the money over, they'd have been called racist. But it isn't. No, it's just simply, no, we don't fund terrorism. Surely, that's the bottom line, isn't it? Anyway, the UK government has growing concerns that Iran is stepping up hostile activities across the UK and is using a network of agents to target opponents of the religion. The Home Office said, we continually assess potential threats to the UK and will continue to use all tools at our disposal to protect our people and interests against threats from the Iranian state. A Whitehall source added that national security concerns would be thoroughly investigated and action taken where necessary and proportionate. There's only one way you can maintain safety on a national scale, and that is basically close the borders, go through everyone who's here, and then throw them out. Literally every one of them. It's the only way to stay safe. But no one will ever do it. They don't have the balls. Never mind, I'm coming up. Whoever signed off on it needs to be made public. We need to get that person, ask them why they gave £200,000 of taxpayers' money to a group so steeped in potentially national security issue problems. That's what I say. The security forces need to go through everyone and just find out who is a threat. And don't even try them. Just, if you're a threat, you're out. They do it in America. And I mean, indeed, even Pakistan yesterday threw out 1.7 million Afghanis because troublemakers, and sent them back to Afghanistan. Nobody had a word with that. Nobody complained about that. Why can't we do the same? Why can't we protect our people by throwing out the risks? Pakistan did it. Good enough for them. Good enough for us. Let's throw out everyone who represents a risk. And certainly not be given the money. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I'll stop there before I say anything that's going to get me in trouble. Wink, wink, nod, nod, you know. And I will speak to you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.